Hello and welcome to our walkthrough video for the Vinno D6 Vet. We're just going to take you through the basic controls and how to get started when you get this system. To begin with, you have the on button on the top left hand side. When you turn that on, that'll turn green, and one thing we love about the Vinno D6 is the startup time. It's usually on and scanning within sort of 15 seconds. Once we've turned it on, we should come to this screen. So you've got your standard 2D image there and your touch screen here. From here you can begin scanning straight away if you want, but what we'd recommend is if you are going to be saving images is just to put in some patient data. To do that, hit the little arrow key on the touch screen and then you'll see on the top left hand side, new patient. Now you'll see on the touch screen again a keypad will come in and you've got owner name, just going to put this as test, and then you've got the pet name. Once you've added these details, you can also add any gender, date of birth or any other information you want, but once you're happy, hit the tick button and that will begin your exam. And everything being right, you should get your patient details at the bottom. The next thing we would do once we've put the patient details in is just make sure you're on the right preset. So you'll see the presets on the touch screen here. We're using the trolley, so we've got two probes connected so we can switch between the microconvex and the phased array probe. So I hit the microconvex probe, we'll switch between the two probes, and then we have a selection of presets. So if you're doing an abdomen, you're doing cardiac, and then also the patient size there. So just double check and make sure you're on the right preset for what you're doing, because that will help you as you're scanning. Now, once you're there, you're ready to get going and you can start scanning. Your main controls, you have your depth key here, so you can adjust your depth by twisting this back and forward. And then you've got your overall gain key here, and this will make your image brighter or darker, and also your TGC sliders. There we are, main controls for optimizing our image, but don't forget you've got your frequency, so you can adjust your frequency on the touch screen, so you can just use the left and right arrows to increase or decrease frequency, and also your harmonics here. So at the minute we're scanning with harmonics on, you can see that's blue, but we can turn that off and just hit that. So definitely worth having a play around your frequency and your harmonics. What's nice with this system is all the keys are in green, but anything that is active turns to blue, so you can see which keys are available. But once we're scanning and we've adjusted our depth and our gains, and maybe we want to store our image, you have your freeze button here. We can freeze the image and then hit our little store key here, and that will save a still image. Once that successfully saves, it'll come on the top left hand side. If we want to save a cine clip, so a video clip, we just don't freeze the image, just simply hit store without hitting freeze, and that will save a cine loop. That will be set up to begin with on 5 seconds, so that will save about 5 seconds of what you've just seen. If you want to save a still image but you want to just adjust first, you can freeze and scroll back the frames using the tracker ball. On the left hand side here we have all our imaging modes. So at the minute we're in B mode, our 2D image. CF is our colour flow, so we press that, you can see that will turn blue. It'll bring up our colour box. We can use the tracker ball to adjust the position, and then if I press the ROI button I can adjust the size, and again I can hit ROI to go back to adjusting the position. If I want to go back to standard 2D image, just hit the B, that will always reset you back to your 2D. And then we have our pulse wave and continuous wave modes here, as well as our M mode, they all work the same. Hit the PW and that will bring up our pulse wave Doppler. You can adjust your baseline and your scale on the touch screen there, so your baseline is labelled, your scale is just your PRF, and we can freeze and save still images. If you want to make any measurements, you can hit cursor just to get a generic velocity measurement, or if you want a labelled measurement, hit the measure button and you will see labelled measurements appear on the screen. You can unfreeze and then B will take me back to my normal 2D imaging. You do also have power Doppler, tissue Doppler and your tissue velocity index if you want to use them as well. A few image buttons that are nice on this system. One is the auto button. So this is an auto optimization button. So we can press this to auto optimize our gains, but we can also use that in our Dopplers as well. So if we've done a pulse wave Doppler, we can hit auto and that will auto adjust the scale and baseline. So that will speed things up for you. And also we do have our measurements. I showed you them on the Doppler, but they obviously work for your 2D as well. So we can freeze. You want a generic measurement, hit cursor, use the tracker ball, hit enter, and then enter again. We can do a generic measurement. Or if you want a labeled measurement, hit measure, and all your labeled measurements will come up on the screen. Just use the touch screen to select which one you want. And then again, we can use enter, tracker ball, and enter to do a labeled measurement, and you'll get results in the top left hand side. And any of the measurements we take, if we store a still image, that will stay stored on the image. That's it for our basic controls. Once we're happy and we've done all our images, we can end the exam by hitting the back arrow, and then we have an end exam button there that will end the exam we've just done. And we can click archive, and you'll see on the touchscreen this gives us a list of the exams we've done, which you can just select to open. And from here you can export your exams by either USB, Bluetooth, or you can also connect it wirelessly. The Vinno D6 is a lovely system. We love the workflow with the mix between the controls and the touchscreen. This is just a basic walkthrough. If you have any more questions or would like some more in-depth details of the controls available, then please just get in touch.